Hey, what's up, you guys? Thank you for joining me on this live. I kind of wish I had something funny to joke about, Chloe being a clown or just some other effery that we always talk about. But we need to talk about what's going on with Kiki Palmer. We need to talk about how people are circulating pictures about her at her lowest and her weakest. We need to talk about the way everybody wants to talk about the sensationalism. We have the court docs. We're going to go into the order that was actually granted. As much as people wanted to doubt what was going on, Kiki is now solely responsible for her 8-month-old daughter and her ne'er-do-well baby's father, Darius. We should have known with a name like that. For her ne'er-do-well baby's father is not allowed around her or her baby. He has legally been classified as a threat. You are going to see why when we read these court documents. But you know what I want to say, right? Because y'all know, what's up, Angela? I completely agree with you, girl. Just want to say what's up to Angela. I do want to actually say, though, that at the end of the day, something's going on. Something really dangerous, something really evil, something really, it is what it is. I do find it funny. I find it really funny, and I find it really odd that these same people that are arguing about whether Kiki should have been wearing a dress, what a good woman is. And I'm talking about the men and women, because, baby, you need women to uphold this patriarchy, right? Where's everybody going up for Kiki now? Everybody was so big. Oh, my God, Jeezy did this, Jeezy did that. And the reason I'm talking about Jeezy and Jenny is because at the end of the day, no matter what I say about Jeezy, as far as I know, he ain't never put his hands on anyone. I might be wrong. I'll never want to give a man too much credit. But my whole point in saying this is, right, I find it really disgusting that so many people that were literally dogging Kiki out for having the nerve to show off the body God gave her, were big up in her, the father of her child, for trying to publicly and humiliate her. Because the people that had sense saw what it was. When someone tries to lord over your body, lord over your mind, lord over what you say, it's only a matter of time before they want to treat you like a child. It's only a matter of time before they start feeling like they got a right to lay those paws on you. As a matter of fact, they're testing your boundaries and easing up, getting ready to put them paws on you. I find it odd that so many people dog Kiki out for having the nerve to look good and wear a sheer dress. And if you don't think sheer dresses are appropriate, fine, but please stop acting like she was walking around in a string bikini in the middle of Walmart when you go onto any major fashion site and that's what's in fashion. Had so much to say and making excuses on why a man had the nerve to publicly vilify you, publicly humiliate you, publicly try to mess up your bag, when at the end of the day, we all know that Darius don't got no job, and now we see he don't got no sense, no home training, and he is just a hopeless dusty. When I call these people dusty, it's because I see the dust, the filth on them. And even though dusty is a funny term, anybody with some sense can see what's happening. Where's all the think pieces? Where is the manosphere going in, rallying around our good daughter, our good friend, our good sis, our good auntie, wherever you are, Kiki Palmer? That ain't nothing but been a bright, shining example to Black women of how to move, how to operate, how to get around systematic racism, how to get around men that don't prefer you, how in a world that they tell you the way you act, the way you smile is too much, is too loud. She has been a shining example of how to go and get that bag and learn to love yourself. And again, it's sad that she got herself caught up with this. I'm about to show the documents in a second. No, I will not be showing these pictures. I'm not showing a young Black woman being slung over the couch. I'm not showing that. I think it's disgusting that people are. I think it's disgusting that people want to see that. I think it's disgusting that Kiki had to actually show that, and that had to be dragged around for people to actually believe what was happening. Y'all were more, not y'all, but the people in the back, this is for the people in the back, were more likely and wanted to believe so much that Kiki was just some show her clappers and be in the streets and do all this stuff and disrespect a good, hard-working man that just wanted to love her and be a father. and that she had the right to be publicly humiliated, publicly mocked, put in her face because you don't be going outside like that when you're a mother. There were pitchforks outside where people wanted to dog this woman out, that they never do nothing. She never lied. She always told the truth. She was the person that rang the alarm for Trey Songz. The first big person that rang the alarm. Y'all called her a liar then. And the fact that there were so many people willing to literally not just throw dirt on her name, but dig a grave, push her down, and then help this know-nothing bury her. Because y'all got so much hate for women. Y'all got so much hate. Literally, that's all what I call it, so much. But yet when she said she was being abused, what? Everybody quiet. Everybody sitting on mute. Y'all got so much to be, not y'all, but the people that got want to clap so much. I think it was so refreshing that Black women and Black men came down and had a conversation when it was Jeezy and Nia. Now there's a real reason to have a conversation. Now there's a reason to ring the alarm. Now there's a reason to have an MF town hall and actually talk about some real stuff. Everybody sitting on mute. Everybody quiet. Everybody needs more information. Everybody want to see the pictures of somebody's mother being slung over a couch. Everybody want to talk about salacious. Everybody want to do this. Everybody want to do it. And where are these people that were doing think pieces condemning Keke, the men and the women? Where are the apologies? Where are the people rallying around her? Where are the people that want to have an honest and open conversation about what's going on in the community? Where are the people that want to have an honest and open conversation? So refreshing about the way Black women need to be supported. Here you are, you see a Black woman that ain't never done nothing but go up for her set. Whether you are Black, whether you are a woman, whether you are a mother, all those things could apply. One of those things could apply. None of those things could apply. She's at her lowest and she needs people to rally around. And where they at? Nowhere. That's why, as much as I make comments and as much as I joke, it breaks my heart. When I saw those pictures, my heart broke for her. And that's why when y'all be like on me about like, oh my God, not all. You know what? It's not all, but it's like when you be defending these dusties, this is what happens. Let's get in these court documents. This is what happens. This is the ugly side why people go up. This is why we be telling these young girls and these old heads with no sense don't believe this mess. That these men and women, that's the sad, women are telling you, let me stop. Turn into Candace, need to get my thing. They don't have your best interest at heart. They don't. Because all they doing is training you to take this abuse. And now it's like, I make jokes all the time. Y'all just got finished big up and Black love. And you don't understand. We need to be there for each other. And now, who got her back? Who? Y'all circulating pictures of her being choked out? I'm crying like I know, Kiki. I feel like I do. Anyway, let's get, I'm ridiculous. I'm sorry. I saw those pictures that broke my heart. I swear I feel like I know this girl and any woman. And we all seen stuff in our lives. And we see stuff happen to women we love, whether they be the ones we related to or whether they just are friends. And it just hits a chord that like at the end of the day. And the thing is, it's not just a Black woman issue. It's a woman issue. Domestic violence, misogyny, the way at the end of the day, don't listen to these people telling you that somebody has the right to disrespect you because of the way you dress, because of the way you act, even from the words that come out of your mouth. You are a child of God. And if you don't believe in God, you are a child of the universe. You are carrying this one thing that everybody wants, which is life force. You are everything your ancestors prayed for. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you ever deserve to be treated less than, no matter what you did. No matter what, I mean, great, but or okay, barring that stuff, right? Because there are some bad people, barring being a deadbeat dad, barring being a deadbeat mama. Okay, there are some things where it's just like, yeah, you deserved it. But at the end of the day, when you're just living your life and you just want to be you, wear what you want, say what you want, act the way you want. Everything else is just game. They're just trying to figure out a way to put a foot in your neck and then turn around and make you say, thank you, I deserved it. Don't listen to these men and don't listen to these women. They are leading you to the hell that they live in. Don't listen. Anyway, let's get into these court documents of what happened between. Look at this fool. You can look at that. Look at him. Look at the Grinch is so Christmas. You're not like, but here's the thing, y'all. I know. Let me get to documents. But here is the thing. I always saw this. We always saw this. We always saw this because a man that would humiliate the mother of his children for a dress she wore, and the fact that there were so many women, that's what disgusted me. She don't need to be dressed like that. That's what she get. That's what she like. Wow. The pressure is getting worse. Anyway, where are we at with this mess? I could have sworn. Hold on, y'all. I have the document saved in the thing. But what are y'all feeling about this? I really want to know. Let me take a step back and stop being so ridiculous. Y'all know I get dramatic, Y'all know I get dramatic, but it's just like, I just don't understand how everybody's silent. Everybody don't have anything to say. No, but who's condemning Darius? Where's the manosphere condemning Darius? Where's the manosphere being like, oh my God, where is it? This fool has been running amok, posting weird memes, threatening violence if somebody don't let him see his son. According to Kiki's mom, his brother been on it. Where is it? Where is it? And the fact, I do think, and I know some of y'all might be like, why are you making everything about race? Because in America, 9 times out of 10, no matter what your race is, it is about race. I find it disgusting that major news outlets are showing pictures of Keke being choked out and slung over the couch, treated worse than a bag of trash that's been stinking up your kitchen for 2 days too long. And everybody's acting like it's just normal. Like, to me, that is like, even like, and people were posting it. Like, whew, okay, y'all, listen. Let's get into this. Where is it? Whew. So Kiki Palmer has filed so many things about what's going on. She has asked for full custody. There are images, as you know, of her being slung around like a bag of trash and treated by this fool. And to me, it makes sense with what's going on. Let's just get into the report and then we'll get into the court documents, because she actually says a lot of stuff in her court documents. They're saying the stills from the security camera appear to show Darius manhandling Keke, okay, while she's leaned over a couch. He said that he body slammed her into the steers by her neck. Now, why did he do that? Because Keke showed Darius a photo, this is in the court documents, a photo of her workout results at a friend's party, right? Sending him into a rage. So let's just get this straight, because it's the type of monster she was living with. And I hope that you look back, and if you didn't know what time Darius was on, because you were like, oh, well, maybe she shouldn't have been wearing that. Maybe you can use this as a learning opportunity to literally learn how to identify abusive people. That when next time a man decides to publicly try and humiliate and shame the mother of his newborn baby because she's out, instead of being so quick to condemn, like, harlot, Jezebel, she got the Jezebel spirit. Maybe y'all should be like, wait a second. Whether or not I agree with her actions, that wasn't the way that you treat the mother of your child. You don't open the mother of your child up to incel Twitter where they're ripping her apart. You don't let people try to drag. You treat her with love and respect, and you privately. I hope this makes you look at actions of people that do this, because at the end of the day, they don't wish them well. And anybody with sense could say, again, it scares me how many people can't recognize abusive behavior. Which makes me think how many people are victims of abusive behavior, or even worse, how many people don't care. So let's go into this. Kiki was at a friend's party. Her and Darius were there together, right? She showed Darius, look at pictures of my workout results. It enraged him that she privately showed pictures of her workout results to him. Now, anybody that got any bit of sense will know what was the psychology behind that. I don't know him, but I'm willing to take a guess. See, Darius has always been a cheater, and he's a dirty liar too. Darius convinced a woman who was pregnant with his child to get rid of the child. Unbeknownst to that woman, he was also two-timing her with Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer was not aware that he indeed not only had a girlfriend, but he had a girlfriend that they had planned a baby and she was pregnant. Darius convinced girlfriend one to get rid of the baby because they weren't ready. She got rid of the baby, again, not against her will, she agreed to it, but if she had had her choice, that baby would still be, right, babying. Unbeknownst to her, after she did that, when she needed him most, because it messed with her mind psychology, because people don't want to admit that every woman goes through that differently. Some people are like, woo, keep it pushing. And some people really do struggle with so many feelings. She needed his support. He ghosted her and began to actively pursue Miss Kiki Palmer. And some of y'all knew, not y'all, I assume not y'all, knew this and actively pushed back, right? Actively pushed back when Kiki was wearing that. Because let's not talk about Darius. Let's not talk about Darius being in Instagram model's DMs, offering to fly people out on Kiki's credit card. No, let's talk about what Kiki wore, because at the end of the day, the biggest sinner is who? The person that had on the sheer dress, showing what God gave her? Baby, please. Even people were walking around in the Garden of Eden, but showing everything, right? At the end of the day, whatever, I'm not even going to get into that, but at the end of the day, it's the sin in your heart that makes you look at something like that and decide somebody needs to, because you think that she is what, flaunting the sin you feel anyway, but we're going to get away. Anyway, so why did he do that? Sources are saying that this actually happened because he felt very, very, very insecure about his actions. And he knew that all the pictures he was taking and keeping in his phone, he was sending off to people for thirst traps. And I just do want to say this, because a lot of people have brought this up. I'm going to make a bunch of videos about this today, and the videos will focus more on the topics, but y'all want to hear this rant, right? This is why we say a lot of women think, first of all, your reality is your perception. And a lot of women think that there is this nobility in a working man, right? And there is, don't get me wrong, because people that don't make a lot are some of the hardest workers. But the fact that you will say that I don't want a man that has A, B, and C because he's going to what? Put his hands on me. He's going to mistreat me. He's going to do this, right? A good man is a good man. Whether he making $1 million, now I will argue, is a billionaire ever a good person? Because there's a certain level of narcissism that comes with when you exploit other people's labor. Y'all know me, die comrade. Y'all know I'm anti-capitalism till I die, right? Y'all know me. Well, if y'all don't, welcome to my channel. But there is a certain, when somebody is a millionaire, when somebody is not, but not even that, forget about if they have money. When someone is passionate and focused on something and they are moving toward the goal, there is a level of self-respect and self-love and self-discipline, whether they got it or not. They could be like Kanye, he got that ambition, baby. Look at his eyes. They could be working as a fry cook in McDonald's, but they are motivated to be the best what? Drill rapper, the best what? I don't know, whatever the dream is. When you are motivated and when you have a passion and a higher calling, right? When you think you found what your purpose is and you want to walk in that purpose, there is a certain amount of motivation, self-discipline, and self-love that you must have to walk in your purpose, whether you are successful or not. There is. And when a man, especially, because we live in a capitalistic world, we live in a patriarchal society where men are men and women are women, and the people that blend are, burn them at the stake, right? But when somebody is a man, and this can go for women too, even though as a woman, I think it's easier for women to find their purpose and walk in their purpose. I think as women, it doesn't matter, right? But my whole point of the matter is getting back to my point. When someone is walking in their purpose, whether they got the bank account to prove it or not, there is a certain level of self-respect they have for themselves, and that self-respect flows out to everybody around them. When someone has respect for themselves, love for themselves, when somebody has discipline for themselves, it is impossible for them not to treat you with also self-respect, to treat the relationship with love. It's impossible. The problem is we got a lot of people walking around flashing this, flashing that, and not y'all, people in the back, turn around and look at them. Give them the stink face. The problem with the society, it's the problem that we have gotten tricked into thinking that when somebody wearing Balenciaga, Prada, Gucci, whatever, and that connotates that they have self-respect, self-love, and discipline. And we have mistakenly, because we live in a sick capitalistic society where they tell you that it's Puritan society, our society was based on, the harder you work, right? God loves hard work. The harder you work, the more wealth you accumulate. The more wealth you accumulate, right? The closer you have to be to God, because God loves hard workers. Don't you see? We are a country based in prosperity gospel. I know I'm getting back to the court documents. Let me just say my thing. I'm on my soapbox, town hall. Hear, right? So we live in this weird patriarchal society that is very Puritan based in our beliefs and prosperity gossip. God loves a hard worker. And when you work hard, God will reward you. And the more you work hard, the more you are rewarded. So if I look at you and you got a lot, baby, you are God's chosen. You are God's blessed. Don't you see? And the thing is, when we see someone that don't got it, right? When we see someone that don't have it, we look at them like, ew, you must be a bad person, because if you weren't, you will be working hard. And if you were working hard, God will reward you. There can be logic to that. However, we also live in this world when we know God allowed slavery. God allowed the women not to have any rights. God allows, for whatever reason, for babies to be born, and before they take their own breath, they are snatched away. It is not I am just a human. It is not in my brain to even see what the grand plan is. Even if you believe, now forget about God, you forget about energy, you believe in it. My little mind and my little heart and my little human needs, it's not in my mind to fathom. So I'm not going to even, but on a small level, on a very microscopic level, you need to ask, why do we attribute A with B? And why do we attribute when somebody doesn't have anything? We automatically think that they are going to be a better person than somebody that has a lot. Baby, I have been brokish, right? I have been brokish, and I've been not broke, right? And at the end of the day, we have to start making sure that when it comes to men and women, we are honest with these women, right? Yeah, listen, give every guy a chance. But when a man is not walking in his purpose, doesn't mean you got to have, but when you need to make sure that a man is walking in his purpose, that don't mean that he got a BMW, don't mean he got a high rise. Listen, you can get that, girl, you better go. Because look at you, he ain't dating no ugly girl. But when it comes down to it, I just think that we have gotten so much into these gender wars where we really need to go back. But again, these gender wars are wrapped around capitalism, and capitalism is also wrapped around a woman's worth. Because at the end of the day, capitalism, if a woman actually knew her worth and her value, our whole nation would crumble. Western capitalism would crumble. If a woman actually knew, do you know how much energy I'm putting in, right? By raising your kids, doing this, doing that, doing the no, let's start charging you, baby. Do you know how it's almost based on the same? It's the same as with racism. It's based on you not knowing your worth. It's based on exploitation. It's based on someone always having their foot in someone else's neck, on somebody else's neck. And lots of people be like, no. I want my foot. I'm going to put my foot next. Yeah, I know there's a line of people that will oppress anybody just to move on. But anyway, let me get back to this. When it comes to Kiki, right? And when it comes to Darius, we need to do better for our friends, for our daughters, for our mothers, for our sisters, because at the end of the day, and this is the one thing I believe, we can have the gender wars all day, but I will just say, because women are so central to everything, baby, if women are not doing good, ain't nobody doing good. If women are not doing good, the kids aren't doing good. The school system's not doing good. The workforce isn't doing good. I think it's pretty much to say that the father could not be around and the kids can still do good. Say what you want, but statistics say something else. If women are not loved, valued, respected, if mothers are not loved, if mates are not right, at the end of the day, just like racism, you can keep your foot. Look at racism when it came to the crack epidemic, right? They let crack all in our communities. It destroyed. It did what it wanted to. It did exactly what it should. It destroyed our communities. Ain't nobody have sympathy. Ain't nobody have mercy. Ain't nobody said, "Oh my God, how could?" No, because they loved it. They loved seeing the cancer spread. As a matter of fact, we're people, no culture, we're not raised right. But they made all these excuses on why it was happening. But as soon as, right, because the oppressed always become the template for how they're going to oppress everybody. But as soon as they could, the drug industry in America said, "Oh, word? They got you out there feeling like that?" I know we did it in the Black community as an experiment, but right? Black people are only like, what, 15% of the US? What if we did that to everybody? And they put that Percocet and they put that Oxy and they put everything in the community and it ran through everybody's community. And now you have the same community that didn't have no, and I'm talking about the white community, didn't have no, and again, this is back then, didn't have no sympathy for children born with mothers and this and that and blah, 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 and you weren't worth this and blah, blah. Now all of a sudden there's think pieces on how we can keep the family together. And no, you don't understand. It's not a personal choice to get addicted. No, there's more going on. Do you see what I'm saying? But my whole point is the poison that you put out to take advantage, eventually that poison overtakes everybody, no matter how much you try to outrun it. Because at the end of the day, we live in a capitalistic society, and the way they figure out they can exploit one, everybody's going to. We need to start doing better. But that's it. Let me get off my soapbox, right? And get into these court documents. I know you're just like, boo, get to the point. I'm coming. Just give me a second. It's coming. It's coming, right? Okay. So we have where are we at? Sorry, guys, I keep losing my thing. Okay, so anyway, he got mad, and it enraged him that she was showing him she was showing him pictures of how she looked in the actual party. So what happened, right? They went home. And they went home. Okay. So he put his hands on her. She said that Darius, right, was abusing her as recently as November 5th. Baby, that was not even last week. Stating she has security footage to back up the claims that he broke into her home without her knowledge or consent, threatened her before lunging for her, smiting her, and tossing her over the couch, and also running away with her phone. Okay? Now, keep in mind that why this is going on, and she was secretly filing a restraining order, right? He was up there on on Twitter posting, "I love you, son. See you soon," with a picture of the baby. Now, here's another thing I do want to say, and I'm glad that Kiki didn't fall for that mess with the restraining order. That a lot of women go through, because if you guys don't know, I used to volunteer for a very, very big um, uh, domestic violence center. So I did a lot of work on this. A lot of people somehow want to find like this fantasy that men will abuse the mom, but not their own blood. And I'm here to tell you that if you are going through this, do not listen. Okay. At the end of the day, exactly how they treat you is how they're going to treat that baby. And at the end of the day, they need something from you. They don't need nothing from that baby. That baby is nothing but a tool. Protect yourself. If you are not safe enough to be around someone, then trust and believe your baby is not safe enough to be around them either. Period. We need to start looking at it as if somebody is like Uncle Pedialyte Bear. If you are not safe with a Pedialyte Bear in your family, and come on, y'all, put two and two together, then your child ain't either. Your child is not either. If you would not be alone with someone, don't leave your child, because at the end of the day, Kiki hid this for so long because that patriarchal society, this beautiful fantasy that especially in our communities we hold, that it's going to be a mother and a father, and as long as you learn to submit and hold your mouth and be this and uplift your king, that you can have it. And it is a lie. We are so concerned with, I want to make sure I come from a 2-family married household, that we don't realize. And go over to Twitter, go over to Caucasian Twitter. They will tell you that 2-family household. Okay, so I sat there and watched my dad torture my mother. When someone is not worthy, they will. And Kiki was so obsessed with holding that status quo of having a family. And there's people that are so obsessed with it that she hid all of this. Because at the end of the day, it is more shameful to say I'm a single mother and wear a sheer outfit than to be an actual abuser. And ain't nobody gonna have your back, so baby, you better protect yourself. Anyway, right? Okay, let's get to the restraining order, okay? It's noted that the relationship, which began in 2021, this fool is slinging Kiki Palmer over the couch like a bag of dirty trash, right? And it became in 2021. It finally ended for good early last October, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted. Now, here's the thing. She said Darius would love bomb her during the relationship. She said the abuse during our relationship was not just physical, but emotional and manipulative. Darius would love bomb me and make me feel like I was the most important woman in the world, only to get extremely distant and cold over a perceived insult to him. Now, why do I? Okay, if we were at a party or event and I spoke with one person, male or female, too long, or looked at someone in a certain way, he would storm off in rage, telling me I was a S word or a ho ho ho, accuse me of cheating on him, and that I did not love him. Darius had a way of gaslighting me to make me feel like I was doing something wrong, even though I wasn't. She alleged there have been many incidences of physical, and he even in front of her son. Now, y'all just think about this, because I know what everybody's saying. Girl, just leave. That's her own fault. But because, people will always want to be like, it would never be me. It would never be me. Kiki Palmer tried to leave and get her independence and publicly go out for her girls with an Usher concert, right? Publicly go out with an Usher concert and get her independence, and people dragged her. She wore a sheer dress, ain't nothing better or worse than anybody her age is wearing, right? Mother and all. And the culture co-signed on this abusive fool. And there were people, right? What's up, Angela? You were one of them, right? Holding up the good fight To be like, y'all, this ain't right. A man don't have a right. A man don't have a right. A man don't have a right no matter what. This is unacceptable. This is abusive. And y'all help, not y'all, but the people in the back helped this mofo gaslight, humiliate, and ultimately push her back. Imagine being this famous and you tried and people are dragging you. And the sad part was it was the Black community. The white community was like, what's the big deal? It was the Black community dragging her because of these ideals, because we've somehow been brainwashed that if we become the perfect woman, our men will. And again, please hear me. Of course, like 90% of Black men are love them, salt of the earth. They building our furniture. They holding us down. They're paying our bills. They're loving us like they should be. We are talking about the 10% of bad apples, the same way we talk about, like, I don't even want to say it because we're going to get into politics, but the same way we talk about not all this, not all that, yeah, but the bad ones are so loud. We have to talk about this because, baby, in my mind, even 10% of women being treated like this is 10% too much. It's 10% too much. And yes, I know it happens to men. And yes, I know. And but right now we talking about Kiki Palmer. We talking about women, and I'm a Black woman. And that's what we talking about. Okay, so let's stay on focus. Again, when I went and spoke to someone too long or took a certain way, and you know what I will say before I get back into this thing, it's always the bright. Let me tell you something. Kiki MF and Palmer is a legend in my mind. Y'all can say what y'all want. Women and Black women that are this free. They don't try to code switch. And ain't nothing wrong with it. We all had to code switch every now and then, right? Some of us had to make a deeper code switch than others. So I understand in our reality, we got to do, and this goes to my Latina girlfriends. Asians, okay, my Asian girlfriends had to literally pick a European name, an American name, because people acted like they can pronounce like somebody's last name from Eastern Europe that literally to me looks like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. But if you see someone that's like, meanwhile, y'all team, all of a sudden they're just like, huh? What do you say? They had to change their names just to make themselves more palatable, because you can't get ahead when you put the name on the application that your mama named you. Every race in America has had that boot on their neck. I can speak from experience because I know what the Black experience is, but it's like at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to Kiki, it's sad that she was literally crying out for help. But I will say the people that recognized the real, they knew that we saw it. We knew what was happening. And she saw the signs, and she hid it for so long. And not until she had to submit pictures of her being at her lowest and weakest. You know how terrifying it is that somebody you love more than life itself is choking you up and body slamming you? Right? No matter what she did. First of all, it ain't not like it's doing that. All because, and this always happens to the bright stars, I say it all the time, and women are not raised to believe it happens, but you need to teach the women in your life and maybe even yourself what it is. Baby, when men are drawn to you, they are drawn to your light. I'm not the believer that's just like, yeah, I got the best cat. No, it's not like that, because at the end of the day, when the man falls in love, he's falling in love with everything you have. Your smile, the way you twist your hips, your body, but also the way you make them laugh. Men literally stay with the woman they feel like is like their best friend, homie, lover, friend, right? They do. But somehow we've been conditioned. It's just like, no, when somebody says at home, that means that as long as you had no standards, and baby, they don't treat their best friends like that. Think about your guy and their best friend. When their best friends was like, yo, my car broke down, they get up in the middle of the night. Yo, come on, we got to go help him jump his car. When a man's like, yo, you busy? They will drop what they're doing and they will go to their best friend and help them out. You've seen the way men treat their friends. That's their best friend. That's the way that they should be treating the woman they love. That's the way they do, because you are their best friend. You are their homie. You are their lover. Somehow we got brainwashed into thinking. But when men see you, right? They're just like, wow, you are like this woman I'm in awe of, and I want to be your best friend. You make me laugh. You make me smile. You make this. I love doing life with you. But see, when boys see a woman, they see, look at Kiki Palmer. Her personality is magnetic. It's undeniable. They see a woman that they want to be. Darius saw Kiki and he was like, I mean, let's be real. Kiki's drop dead gorgeous. Ain't no argument on that. She is drop dead gorgeous. She know how to dance. She got, my thing is I can't stand to hear men sing, but I would love a woman's voice, right? She got a voice. It's just like, if that was my friend, I'd be like, Kiki, sing something to me. Literally on my birthday, I want Kiki to sing happy birthday. I love hearing somebody with a beautiful voice, right? She got a beautiful voice. She talented, but not only that, she rich, she famous, she popular. And even if Kiki had never gotten a mom that pushed her into that way of fame, Kiki would have been, if we were working together at Rite Aid, Kiki would have been the star Rite Aid. Everybody would have been like, yo, did you invite Kiki to the party? She would have been a little neighborhood star. We all know people that it's like their personality is like on a billion and you're just like, whatever. He saw that. And like most boys, he wanted to figure out how she was this magnetic, because he don't have it, right? Because he wanted that for himself, right? The same way, it's like, I want your personality. Let me get close to you, almost like a hating friend. Let me get close to you so I can figure out what makes you so special. Because when I figure it out, baby, then I'm going to be special. Because at the end of the day, Darius didn't really think that Kiki was that special, and he didn't think that she deserved everything. Because in his mind, please. So he got close to her to see how, like, what makes her so special. He tried to steal the recipe. He realized he could not recreate the recipe. So what's the next thing they do? First, they try to become you. And when they can't do that, then they start to control you. Because he realized Kiki is a supernova. And he can't be that because he don't have the tools. And instead of just being grateful that you can be next to someone that you are in awe of and that you admire, you let that turn to jealousy. And then you said, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to control her. If I can't be her and steal all her wealth, and again, this isn't just money. This is who she is. There's a lot of people that people want to tell you you're nothing because you're working at Walmart or you're doing this or you're doing that. Baby, please. You see the material and you want to be it. So he decided he was going to try to control her. And that is the stage he is in. And Kiki finally figured out, you want to be me. And because you can't control me, the third stage that she finds herself in is what most women in abuse find themselves. Now you want to destroy me. You are so jealous that you cannot be me and that you will not control me. So now you're going to try to destroy me. And he almost did. But what did I say the other day when I was talking about with the Jenny Jeezy? And again, I'm not insinuating that Jeezy put them paws on Jenny, right? Because this is like, I'm not. But I did say that, like, people that usually get out of very, very abusive situations, they get out of abusive situations because they, at the end of the day, they have a strong family unit, whether that family is the family that you chose, which are your friends, or whether that's your family that gave birth to you. They have a strong family unit that even though they are being stupid and not loving themselves and all this stuff, they find a way to pull through. Because even when you are at your lowest, when you have that beacon of people that truly love you and truly are like, what are you talking about? You are the star and the moon and the sun. What's going on? It is a lifeline that eventually, when you finally say to yourself, enough, you start pulling on that lifeline and it leads you to the light. And again, we somehow think that lifeline has to be a father and like the Huxtables. But even like how the Cosby Show shows you, baby, that's all pretend, because we see who Bill Cosby really is. You see what I'm saying? It's people who love you. It's not a father and a mother. No. It's people who love you. And it's sad that in life, there's so many women and children and even men. Abuse happens everywhere, but with women, it happens a lot more, right? But that when it's time to be like, you're at your lowest and you just need that North Star that you can pull to bring yourself back up to the heaven because you are the sun, star, moon, they don't have that. Thank God that no matter what Kiki and her mom been through, thank God her mom was the MFM one that helped put that lifeline out, that she could slowly start pulling herself out. So kudos to her mom. Kudos to Kiki, because she had to find the courage at the end of the way. We see from Khloe Kardashian, right? As much as I drag her, can't nobody save you until you're ready to be saved. But when you are ready to be saved, the people you love are the ones holding that rope out, you know? So if you are going through this, it breaks my heart. I volunteered so much with people with abuse. It breaks my heart. If you are going through this, please. It's not as simple, I get it, as loving yourself or believing in yourself. Let that person go, because at the end of the day, they don't love you. They don't even like you. They've reached the point where they will destroy you. They will destroy you, because at the end of the day, they have so much disgust for themselves that they are furious with the world. And you are the only person that is even trying to save them. And you see the way it is. You can't save anyone. You can't save a man. You can't raise a man. You cannot argue or get somebody to see their worth or your worth. You got to let them go. And even if you let them with all the heart, who knows? Like I said, my little human mind, I can't even see the universe's plan. I can't. I know that there are, like, the known unknowns. I can't even fathom the unknown unknowns. You know that little paradox of like there's the known knowns, there's the known unknowns, there's the known unknowns, and then there's the unknown unknowns. I don't even know the unknown unknowns. So I cannot. But even if your heart, you're like, no, this is my soulmate, baby, trust that God and the universe are separating you guys. And who knows? Maybe in 40 years, maybe in 20 years, maybe in 2 years, they will have an epiphany and realize that they have not been walking in their purpose, in the universe purpose, in God's purpose. And maybe they will finally become the man or woman you need them to be. Maybe. But you got to let them go for that to happen. It's never going to happen by you. At the end of the day, you are the one stopping them from walking in their purpose. Get out the way. Take care of yourself. And if the world brings them back to you, thank God that was in his plan. If they don't have faith that, like, the universe has something more and better, please listen. And if you know anybody that's going through this, don't give up on them. Treat them with love, treat them with kindness. Don't give up on them. No matter how much they might call, the boy or friend or husband might call and try to sever that relationship, lies, twist their mind up. Just know that they are lost. Their mind is scrambled. Always keep that line open, that whenever they're ready to come home, you got to treat them almost the way that somebody is addicted to drugs, right? I can't make you be clean. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't have any control. You choose every morning to get up and take a hit of that mess. But just like someone that you truly love that is lost to drugs, you will never, ever, ever close the door that if they do decide they've had enough, there's always a way to come home. Just keep that in mind. All right, y'all. Anyway, they said in April 2022, Kiki was out to dinner with Darius in Santa Barbara when he accused her of flirting with a woman. This is the cheat. Look at this fool. Look at the listen, like Drina said with Mob Wives, violence is not the answer. But sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. He accused her of flirting with a woman. He flipped out and made them come home early. She said, Darius grabbed my prescription eyeglasses away from me. And anybody that wears prescription eyeglasses, y'all know that's an act of war, right? Threw the eyeglasses on the ground and stomped on them. He then ripped up in my bag, threw all my belongings onto the pavement in the rain, and threw my car keys across the parking lot before he got into his own car and drove off. This happened in the parking lot outside of the restaurant. I can't say this enough, y'all. When you see the mess, if you did not know, that is fine. But I am telling you, from someone that worked with victims of abuse, and ain't nothing wrong with saying that you are a victim. Even the way people are like, I'm not a victim. No, you are. There is evil in this world that is looking for someone to latch onto. You did not do anything wrong or right. It was there. It was there. He did this all in a public parking lot because he said the man that was trying to oochie wally wally oochie bang on every IG model he could, when the only reason they were even looking at your dusty behind is because you were with Kiki, and you did all this in a parking lot. And how much when this was going on in the parking lot, and especially in Santa Barbara, the valet was looking, this was looking, people were looking outside the window, and I bet you anything, because when people see domestic violence, they always try to find a way on why the woman deserved it, why he could be, because it's so outlandish that a man could be treating a woman bad. There's more. There's other incidents listed by Kiki, right, where he destroyed her personal property, including diaries and more prescription eyeglasses. I know she probably had a standing order at Lens Crafters. They were probably like, girl, this girl needs new prescription glasses every new 3 days. She probably had 20 pairs of glasses just waiting in the walk-in closet. Mind you, and was tearing up personal property. At the end of the day, he was jealous, but not only that, he was weak. He felt insignificant. He wasn't walking his purpose. Kiki tried to find his purpose. What did Kiki do? She opened a production company that was going to make projects so this fool could act and feel like he was someone. You can't prop up someone this miserable. And what did he do? Shadow boxing her by the stairs, gripping her up and slap chop. Remember, like the Vince slap chop, that thing, slap chopping her by the stairs. I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying how ridiculous it is. And the fact that our community, who has seen and they know, was somehow co-signing him publicly, in my opinion, mentally abusing her. Anyway, she would oftentimes, whenever he got mad, take her car keys and throw them to prevent me from driving away, spewing profanities about me to our son. This is the breadwinner. And I hate to say it, when you are the main breadwinner, this is often the case. Often. I don't know why, but it is. And I'm not talking about, we 50-50. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. Most people, regardless of color in America, are just trying to get by. Yeah, it'd be nice if every guy you met took you to the Chanel store and bought you a purse. But at the end of the day, a lot of women and men are just trying to get by. And you link up and you try to build something together. But this disparity I see, oftentimes you'd be surprised how many very, very successful women that look like they should have a man worshiping them have this mofo. Anyway, right? Get this. He would always threaten to trip himself with a bang bang if I left him. That is another thing, that guilt. If you do, first of all, people that are serious about that, they never threaten. You just come home and you're like, oh my God. But second of all, that is another abusive, manipulative tactic. And that is one that actually starts in the teenagers with women, because we are raised and socialized to believe that if we just love a man hard enough, too many people watch Beauty and the Beast. If we just love someone soft enough, gentle enough, unconditionally enough, then all of a sudden they will change and turn from beast into. The real life Beauty of the Beast is he probably ended up like Eating Bell. I'm being serious, because at the end of the day, y'all get it, right? In the filing, she also expressed concern. Okay, so he said he threatened to end himself with a bang bang. He harassed her. And again, tons of physical and emotional. She expressed concern for Leo's safety due to prior incidents. He said that Darius, and again, that's what I mean, y'all got this fantasy. Y'all, it's almost like there's role of strong father raising the children who is firm but loving, and it will be by you. And the other person is just like, no, my name's Charles Manson. I am not going to be a good father. No, we got a father. Get into this. Thank God that he showed himself early enough. She claimed on September 26, 2023, that Darius became very frustrated with Leo because he was crying while Darius changed his diaper. Again, y'all got this dream that even if he treats me like crap, he's going to love that baby. He will not. He will not. She said that Darius started getting rough with Leo physically. And she had to step in and make sure that he would not hurt him. She said Darius was angry and it almost became a tug of war with Leo. This is a man that those people in the back were saying, oh, you shouldn't have been wearing that dress. And the fact that as a woman, to get any type of empathy, pictures have to come out about you being slung over the chair. And I bet you men are still going to be, and women are still going to be making excuses for why. That's why you got to leave those Desies. They are miserable. They probably being hit themselves, or they are anyway. So anyway, they're in the tug of war with Leo. Darius finally let go, and Leo wasn't hurt. But I was holding Leo, trying to comfort him and finish changing the diaper. Darius blinked me in the head before storming out of the room. Imagine being what a piece of devil crap that you literally try to go off on for changing. She tries to save your bloodline. And you literally in the head because you couldn't get out of whatever. And for those of y'all saying, oh, who would know? Go to his Twitter, read his tweets. Everybody knew. I knew, and I don't even know those people. She also shared incidents of emotional abuse, writing, if we were at a party or event and I spoke with one person too long, right? Again, she said the same thing. And you guys, if this sounds like your relationship, if you're not ready to leave, please, there are lots of centers that you can go to and at least have somebody to talk to. If you don't have that shining beacon of a strong family support system, if you don't feel comfortable, if he has triangulated or she is triangulated, you against your friends and everybody's sick of you because you keep being the Khloe Kardashian, there are hotlines you can call, okay? It's not over. God did not put you on this earth to be someone's doormat. But listen to one thing that keeps popping up. If I looked at a person too long, because that's the thing, it wasn't enough that she was looking at men. She would keep her eyes down. He started flipping out on her about looking at women. Not because Kiki likes women. And if she did, who cares? But as far as I know, it's because she was too good about keeping men around for her. So now he started to say that she was even trying to get with women. So you see, now she can't talk to anyone, right? If I looked at any person too long or looked at someone a certain way, he would storm off in rage. This is something that keeps popping up in the petition. If you are experiencing, know that they are testing your boundaries in order to be able to put those paws on you, if they're not putting their paws on you already, okay? He would tell me I was ish and a ho, and accuse me of cheating on him, and that I did not love him. She revealed it was the birth of her son that helped her make the decision to end the relationship. God is great and willing on that. Thank God that Kiki, you know what I actually think happened with that? I think that Kiki was not fine with the abuse, but she had somehow, because she was hiding it for everyone, right? She didn't want people to know. She wanted that fantasy. And also, she rightly thought that people probably wouldn't believe her because that is the thing, right? It's always the woman's fault. But I think seeing her son also fall victim to him, I think that's really, really, really what made her be like, enough. And that's a blessing because there's lots of times, and this isn't any shade toward the moms because we have to be compassionate about this. There's lots of times where the mom just brings their kids into it. And when the husband is, or a boyfriend, whoever, is the abuse is that, the circle starts. And then the mom takes their feelings of hopelessness out on the children, or the father takes their feelings of hopelessness out on the children. Do you see what I'm saying? It really is a circle, and it's disgusting. She said, it's because of our son, Leo, that I was finally able to end my relationship with Darius once and for all and escape the abuse. We'll call it obtuse, and escape the obtuse. Leo is the most important thing in the entire world to me. He needs and deserves to be safe and grow up in an environment free from violence. She said that they hit a rough patch. So all this was going on, but they hit a rough patch when he went viral for treating his disapproval, right? Remember, everybody was going up. We live in a generation where the man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he was. No, we were told that it was abusive. The whole situation was abusive. You guys, I don't care. And if you don't take anything from this live stream, please take. You are a child of God. Nobody has the right to demean you or put their hands on you. I would even go so far as say, and I don't even think people's parents have the right to demean them and put them poles. I don't. Because oftentimes when parents, they're not just being like, no, don't do that. They're like, bah, 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 acting like Terminator, taking all their aggression and hopelessness out on little innocent creatures that you can actually just talk to. Okay? When someone that is supposed to be your partner acts like they have ownership over what you wear, what you say, and what you do, it's time to go. Because at the end of the day, someone that is emotionally healthy, when they don't like the way you dress, when they don't like the way you carry yourself, when they don't like what you do, they have a conversation with you. They might have another conversation with you. They might have another conversation. And at the end of the day, if you're just like, I'm going to do what I want, then they leave. That's what emotionally healthy and stable people do. Because emotionally healthy and stable people know, I can't control you. And even if I'm fussing at you, what am I doing? I'm either bullying you or I'm nagging you. That's only going to work short term. If you will not respect me the way I want to be respected, no matter what it is, then I'm going to leave. And I'm going to find someone that I don't have to call. Emotionally sound people know that is the way you handle things. You don't speak to someone like their child. You don't listen. I don't like the way you dress. Okay, I should probably get somebody that dresses naturally the way I want. When people are like, oh, that's the problem with women, y'all like, oh, you can't change me, because people that have sense know that it is all game, and it starts that slippery slope into abuse. You are accepting that another person that is supposed to be your equal and partner has the right to comment. Now, listen, you can discuss it 100%. Nobody's saying you just, Nobody says it's like Debo, like, say something about the way I dress. I dare you. But when I come to you as a man or woman and I say, yo, it really makes me feel disrespected when you do this, when you dress like that. I really felt some type of way about that dress. And you talk and you express it as a grown man or woman. And then you give the other person a way to be like, okay, well, here's my thoughts. And if at the end of the day, you're just like, yo, I feel disrespected when you do A, and I have addressed it and talked to it, and you've let me know you are tripping, I am not changing, and you're going to see what this Fashion Nova do, then mature people, they leave. They don't lash out in anger. They don't post you on Instagram on Twitter, so every incel can drag you. They don't try to publicly humiliate you. They don't. It is a slippery slope, because the gag is they are trying to train you to believe that you are not an equal person. They are the authority. You need to do things to please them. And the way you do things is not good. Again, address issues, but real mature people leave when there cannot be. That's it. Me dressing like this is more important than the relationship. Because at the end of the day, I find nothing wrong with the way I dress. So how about you go your other way and I'll find. Because again, it starts with the dressing. Then it moves to the way you carry yourself. Then it moves to your friends. I don't like you being friends with her. I don't like her. I don't like her. Then it moves to, well, why are you working there? What your boss say? I don't like that. I don't like that. And before you know it, you have put yourself in a little cage where you got to sit there and be like, is it okay if I go to the store? But what store? Because it'll just keep getting deeper and deeper. Let's get into this, right? This is what he said. This is my family and my representation, not our family, but mine. I have standards and morals of what I believe. I rest my case. But again, this is what I always point out. He talking really bad on the internet, but if you were really a man, if you were really an adult and standing 10 times down on what you believed in, then you would have left. And it wouldn't have been this. Listen, it wouldn't have been. And listen, honestly, even if you want to air her out on Twitter, Okay, I can't control you. But the fact that you didn't go anywhere, the fact that you stayed, let me know this is all cap. Anyway, right? Um, somebody said, listen, so when Kiki asked Darius how he felt when they decided to go public around their romance, he said he felt pressure to be perfect and confessed to holding Kiki to the same standard of perfection. Again, this is the man. Again, but honestly, I do think that this guy's a narcissist. And I want to know that if you are experiencing narcissistic abuse, narcissist, that whole thing about you should have chose better, you should have chose better. At what point do we at this society hold people responsible for the evil that they do? How can you choose better when somebody is sitting in your face saying, well, honestly, I felt pressure to be perfect. And I think I hold you to that same standard. This is a man that tricked another woman into getting rid of a baby that they made because he, unbeknownst to her, was cheating on her with Kiki, unbeknownst to Kiki. And he wanted to make sure that he didn't have that complication so he could run his game on Kiki. How do you pick better from someone that is a complete liar? But yet, at the end of the day, you're crazy if you start putting tracking devices, breaking into people's phones. At the end of the day, I can only believe what you tell me. At the end of the day, right? Until you have reason. She said, and he said, Kiki said, you almost feel that pressure of needing to be perfect. And so it really confused me and infiltrated my mind because not only did I have to hold myself to that perfect standard, this is Darius, I'm sorry. I was also holding you to a perfect standard as well. Perfect doesn't exist. Emotionally stable people knew that. Listen, there is so much. Let me get some more of this complaint. 1 second, guys. It's just sad that all this had to happen for us to realize what so many women and men tried to say about it being healthy. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know why. Son's a cute little kid. Sorry, guys. Let me just go into this. Listen, there's more, but the details are just the overthink over and over and over. The pictures are real. What happens real. It's sad that she had to go through this, but I am waiting for the manosphere. A black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian. Jump in. Jump in. Jump in and defend this woman. Y'all was everybody had so much to say, not y'all, but the people in the back had so much to say about Jeezy. So refreshing for black men when black men are at their lowest. That's when we need black women, y'all. A black woman is her lowest. Kiki Palmer is super, super, super famous. Super, super successful. Where's all the people that wanted to write think pieces on her having a sheer Fashion Nova dress? Where's all the think pieces? Where's the support? Where's the condemnation? And that's why I say, and I'll say this a million times, trust your gut, because at the end of the day, it's not condemnation, because at the end of the day, him smacking Kiki up is less of a sin than her going out in a sheer dress. When they show you how much they value you, you think, well, it's like racism, right? When they show you that they do not see you as the same and as subhuman. Why in the world would you ever take their advice on how to live your life? You better find people that value you as much as you value. All those people on Twitter telling you, they don't, because they don't care, right? What's up, Azure? Azure TV said the manosphere will find some way to, of course they will. Of course they will. The manosphere will probably say that it's Kiki's fault because Kiki ain't what? Because she wore that dress, because she was taunting him. It's always going to be. That's why I said don't listen to a manosphere. And it's hard as a woman because there's so many ops. Don't listen to those women tell you that someone had the right to mistreat you because A, B, and C. They don't never. Listen, remember when Jeezy said real men don't cheat? True. He want to talk about himself, but true. But real men leave. Real men leave. Because at the end of the day, real men leave. And if you lost something good, then fine. You lost something good, and that was your growing thing. But real men leave. I never seen a man try to control another woman. I ain't never seen my dad try to control my mom. I ain't never seen my brothers try to control me. Like, I ain't never seen it. I have seen boys masquerading as men trying to run some game, and I've seen women run game too. You got to remember, a lot of women that you should be on your side, either one, are in hell and want you to join them, or two, they suffer from the same stuff, and because they accept it for themselves, they think that you don't have a right to ask for more. Yeah, I'm just saying, listen, people joke about like all these women in the blogosphere being like, no, let me tell you this and that. Y'all, you're on your own. Sorry, you're on your own. This is war. So when I say that, know that there will be a million people that tell you how to be the perfect woman. Perfection doesn't exist. And when you mess up, you're still going to be on your own. So live your life the way you want. Like I said last night in the thing, and I'm going to wrap this up soon, but I'll read some comments. But let me just say this. You know, y'all could disagree with me. And everybody looks at spirituality and religious differently. I said this last night in the live about Yeezy and Jenny Mai. Go ahead and check it out. God takes away babies before they take their first breath. We are about to get into World War III right now, and it looks like. There is so much chaotic confusion going on, and I don't understand the bigger plan. But I have faith that we are moving to something that needs to happen for us truly to evolve. I don't know what's going on. But there is so much real pain, light, real ugliness, real vileness, real stuff going on in this world that God and all his disciples are trying to sort out. Do you really think that he gives a bleep whose bleep you bleeped? This stuff about this and that, or all the stuff in Israel, do you really think that he cares? Do you really care that God knows that you gave somebody sloppy toppy yesterday? Do you really care do you really think that after all this craziness is going on, the Lord cares that your body count is 7, 12, 15, 339, 2008? Do you really think that when they're just like, when Jesus sitting there like, so what's going on today? The world's still on fire? Yes, but do you know Pamela? Yes. Well, last night she was at Darius' house and things got heavy. And they're like, what? Boop. She ain't coming into heaven. Do you really think that's how ridiculous these things are over ownership of a body? Oh, when you take somebody and you take their soul. The thing that y'all don't realize is when you said when you take that, you take their soul in. So that means that there is a bunch of empty demons, right? There is a bunch of empty demons walking around. Y'all talking about, oh, you took a little bit of a soul. The gag's on you, baby. The soul was gone like years ago. Years ago, you dealing with a vessel of destruction. Ironic, and again, this is the way I look at it. I don't care. Respect yourself. Love yourself. As long as you can wake up the next day and wipe your eyeliner, cool. Now, if you're involved in behavior where you are punishing yourself and letting people demean you and disrespect you because there's something else, that's different. But baby, you really think out of everything that's going on? Look at the Bible. Did the Bible make any mention of sloppy toppy? Did the Bible make any mention of Mary Magdalene's body count? Did they? No, he was talking about parting the Red Sea and Job and children, and I'm mixing up stuff, but you get what I'm saying. Abraham, and Moses and burning bushes. Y'all, just know that even the religion and organized religion and how they basically use that to oppress women, because again, I will say, this will need to turn into like who's more powerful. But I have noticed from the capitalistic Western culture I grew up in, that's a culture I can speak on. Anytime that people fear somebody are better, they oppress. That's how racism came about. That's how Black people being segregated. That's how Asian people not being this. That's how anytime in our Westerns that we fear that somebody is going to take over, we dehumanize them and then we oppress them. It's the same way religion, right? If men were meant to rule over women, there wouldn't be so many people trying to reinforce that, because baby, God's law, natural law, is true whether you believe it or not. The sun gonna come up and go down every single day whether you believe it or not. Natural law will always be, right? Natural law will always be. But when you got to keep reinforcing something, it's not natural. If it's not natural, did it really come from, But again, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's read the Bible. Did we know what Mary Magdalene was doing? Were they talking about her body count? Were they like, no, your soul left you? No, that's just mess people make up because they want to have you down bad, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. Listen, we stand with Kiki. We stand with any man or woman or child that is experiencing this. Nobody on earth is here to judge you for who. Again, there are certain things I believe, like, no, baby, no, we're going to judge you on earth, right? There are certain things that I'm like, oh, no, that cannot be. But when it comes to such things as what you wear, what you drink, the way you carry yourself, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all talk about this and that. Everybody been covered up, and yet there's bombs being dropped. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Patrice, what's going on? All right, listen. Somebody said, such a weak man to beat on a woman. Glad she was able to get custody of the baby. Praying for their safety. I'm praying on their safety too. There's so much to do. I'm going to put some videos together. Make sure you come back to my channel. I'm going to put a bunch of videos up. This boy was on Twitter. Now that we know what he's doing, he was on Twitter wiling out, basically threatening her. And everybody's still talking about the booty cheeks. Again, I'm waiting for people to come together. It disgusts me that there's pictures of her being slung over a couch, but I'm praying for her. This is what, and you know what? I think that like her mom, her faith in everything, and even her faith in herself got her through this, because do you understand how humiliating but also heartbreaking it is that images of you being slung around like trash by someone you love so much that you gave them a child, being circulated all over the world? Do you understand what this means to her professionally? Do you understand that she literally had to let go of all these things that she didn't want people to know? How she literally had to just let go and just fall on her knees, and if you're religious, offer herself to God and be like, I'm a vessel, please lead me for this to happen. Because this is humiliating for her. This was her worst nightmare. But you know what? God is good all the time. Through her worst nightmare, she now has full custody of her son. She has finally physically drawn a line. She let people know what was going on, because I think for her, she was like, no more. This is her line in the sand where she was like, I'm not going back. I am not going back. And she drew it, and she let go of all her ego, her pride, her worries, her fears. And now she's trusting in that she is being used as a vessel, and she is going to a better place. And I'm going to do what I can to support everything she does. Kiki Palmer could start a Snapchat about her feeding her dog, and I'd be like, yes, give me more ads. Listen, Kiki Palmer somebody said Kiki Palmer should have left him as soon as he put his hands on her, instead of bringing a baby in this dysfunctional relationship, because given an abusive man a child. Cece, I get it. She could have, she should have, but that's not what happened. I do know that from like volunteering with abuse, that's not what happens. By the time somebody has laid their hands on you, you have suffered so many microaggressions. So they don't just out the blue the first day, hey, can you pass me the salt? What's up? Boom. That's not what happened. Because anyone in the right mind, when a person just accosts you out the blue, you're like, sir, you are insane, and I will see you in, I will see you in court. That's not what happens. They move the goalposts so much that before you know it, somebody's calling you everything but a child of God because you didn't text them back while you're out with your friends, and you think that's normal. By the time they have put their hands on you, so much emotional abuse has happened that you don't know which way is up. You accept it. It's like putting a frog in water when you're trying to cook it. You don't just put it in boiling water. The frog will jump out. You slowly heat the water up. People need to start looking, because I get it. We live in a capitalistic society of, no, like, it's your life, take control. And it is, but we are all humans. The same way that you can look at a little person and say, you would never say to a little, oh, well, as soon as somebody touches you, you need to go tell an adult. That's not what happens. They groom you. They groom you. They groom you. Kiki was groomed. Abused people are groomed, so that by the time it happens, that's the least of your worries, that they're hitting you. Because it starts in the mind first, which is why a lot of us were so upset over what he was doing on Twitter. Because when you recognize abuse, mental abuse, and you know what it is leading to, and some would argue, being myself, the mental abuse is worse because I feel like the physical does heal. And you can, if you want, act like it never happened, because, once the bruises are gone, but the mental stays with you. And that's the thing that Kiki needs to unlearn. And thank God she has a strong support base. But thank God she got that money to go into deep, deep therapy, that she can really, really work on herself to literally deprogram all the lies about herself that she believed. Because at the end of the day, he saw the things that she hated about herself. He saw her insecurity, and nothing is worse than a lie that has a grain of truth. Even though her grain of truth, it was something in her head, but in her mind, she thought it was a grain of truth. That's why that emotional abuse is so vicious. At the end of the day, whatever he told her, she had to believe it herself in a certain way for her to even accept that. Again, if somebody says, yo, you ain't nothing but a green dog, Cece, you would not be arguing with me in the street about whether you are a green dog, because, baby, I'm not a dog and I'm not green. This is stupid. But if I told you something that you kind of, but you see what I'm saying? So we just need to be careful. And I get it. But to understand what abuse looks like. Anyways, another CC said, these men be abusive. Look at the stats. Black women are so in danger. We see men cheating, beating women, looking at Meg. So, again, the way that the Meg Thee Stallion trial played out, I don't care. Listen, y'all know how I feel about that bald-headed leprechaun, right? He probably making lace front glue right now out of like melted oodles and noodles packets. But yeah, we got to protect ourselves. And we also have to divest ourselves of other women. I will always be there for another woman. But when it's time to close ranks and be like, baby, we got to protect ourselves. If you talking that yin yang with the enemy, go over there. Baby, when you decide to come back home, the door will be there. I'll put a lifeline. But until then, get the F out. We don't got time for this. It's time to divest and start making communities with like-minded people that think. And if everybody's just like, you ain't never gonna have a man, that's why this is okay, and this is a manless community. Well, guess what? We ain't never gonna have black eyes. We ain't never gonna do this. And guess what? The children are raised in love, because even though the father didn't show up, okay, so my sister right there, she can be a guy. It's like, again, I'm talking ish, but y'all get, and I'm going to absurd levels with it. But honestly, at the end of the day, we need to, the same way they say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, right? The same way that I'll use race, if a white person can call me A, B, and C, and I would get offended, it's the same way that if a black man or black woman said it to me, baby, I'm going to be offended too, for different reasons. But at the end of the day, just because somebody looks like you, just because somebody might have the same body parts, don't mean that their mind is where it needs to be. Just because somebody is like, oh, I'm a woman too. Okay, but do you have internalized misogyny? Do you even like other women? Are you happy? What's your life look like? Let me see. You've been married for how many years? What's going on with your husband? Before you take somebody's advice, this is even my advice. Before you take someone's advice, look at the way, and if that advice does not feel natural to you, look at the way they're leaving their advice. Because, baby, at the end of the day, you leading me on the same road you've been on. Is that the road I want to go on? Anyway, Cece said, exactly, Cece. Kiki can wear whatever she wants. She doesn't deserve to be exactly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Althea said, I love you, Tish. I stand with Kiki. Somebody said it is a DSBW. DS. I don't know what that means, but yes, you've said something smart in the past, CC. I will stand with you. Dimitri Welling said, glad she caught the DV on video. He's not a good person. Exactly. Exactly. Another person said, there are women in Asian countries covered up and still getting it. Exactly. Thank you, Cece. Exactly. It's like, it doesn't make a difference because at the end of the day, when somebody wants to put their hands on you, they just do. Right? Another person said, Mimi said, even when he knows these cameras are in the house, he's still doing it. This man is scary as hell. There's something much worse brewing. I agree with you. I agree with you. Even when you see what he posted on Twitter, I really do feel like she's in danger. And I do want to say this to whose point was it? To Dimitri's point. I honestly believe that if those pictures weren't there, there would be everybody would be denying, saying Kiki lying. I 100% do believe that. I 100% do. I do. Somebody says she has temporary custody, praying it stays that way. What he did to her doesn't help his credibility. Okay, good point. It is temporary, but honestly, this is the one time where I will say Kiki got money, Kiki got lawyers. I think Kiki's going to get full custody. I hope she brings down every penny of her bank account on his head to make sure that she gets what she wants. That's right, baby. This is what you've been working for. Make all that money work for you. Because at the end of the day, money talks in the American justice system. Yes, they are gaslighting him. Said there are women in, let me move on. That's right. Somebody said all the time, God is good. Kiki standing in her power. He sounds like William Buffon. This is really scary. It is. Yeah, she did get full custody, but as you heard, it is temporary. But usually with that temporary custody, if she can prove, at the very least, he will have to undergo psychological testing. On top of that, she could actually demand that, even though he is a narcissist, she could actually demand that the visits be supervised by either he has to go into like the courthouse, but I don't know if it's a courthouse, but supervised visitation with an officer of the court, or better yet, and this is probably her best bet, if they do say, well, he gets to see a child, she should say that a nanny that she will pay for will be present while he is with the child. That I think she can definitely get. But I'm hoping he gets no custody. Somebody said, I'm glad her mom came out and did a video. I think Kiki wanted to keep it quiet, but staying silent, anything could happen to them. Now people know and eyes are on him. Exactly. She is our princess. We love a good Kiki Palmer. Woo! We love a good Kiki Palmer. Somebody said it's called Stockholm Syndrome. Angela, what's up, girl? It's called Stockholm Syndrome. They can't leave their abuser. Exactly. It is what it is. It's kind of like at the end of the day, I think there are so many people being abused and so many abusers that people hide the truth. There have been notable studies, psychology, everything that actually go and explain this. This is a real phenomena, and this is how abuse happens. But I do think it makes me look like there's a lot more abusers of every race in our midst because they try to hide the truth of what it is and educate people. The fact that you can't even educate teenagers or even grade school kids that it's wrong to put their hands on someone, it lets you know how many people and what's going on besides closed doors, It does happen slowly. It is easier said than done to leave. No, pure blood. I 100% agree with you. And that's why, because at the end of the day, they plant thoughts in your head that you kind of believe about yourself. They are, in fact, the physical representation of all the demons that you've seen for your life. That's why it's kind of like nobody can leave until you're ready to, right? And you have to, there's something in you where, and it happens differently for everyone, but you find that point. It's just like finding it. It is. It's almost like a drug addict hitting rock bottom, where a lot of people are victims of abuse. It's like they do love their captor. They do. If they could do something to be with them right now, they would. But they realize you will end me before that happens. I must choose myself, Somebody said Nola said abusers usually find a way to make the victims feel like it's their fault when they abuse and hit them. They also promise to never do it again, but they always do. Listen, listen, everybody, and this is also want to say about like victims of abuse. This is why people have so much hatred toward narcissists. Everybody has demons. Everybody, no matter how together they seem, everybody got something they feel insecure about. Everybody has something they feel self-conscious about. Everybody has some childhood mess that happened to them that mess with them. If they say they don't, they are lying. We try to be the better versions of ourselves. But coming in toward a narcissist and abuser is like meeting a jinn. You know, they say like, oh, genies through the real root of a genie, they're called jinns. They are talked about in many religions. They are the embodiment of evil because they see what's in your heart and they move things around so that they can find a way to destroy you by things that you either want, desire, hopeful, or think. No matter, everybody, if you catch them on the right day, will have self-esteem issues. It's meeting someone that is trying to actively psychologically destroy you. And that at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is try to raise your children, or give enough love to your loved ones that they believe in themselves enough that when they see these red flags, they can run. But I do think that we can all do a lot better about teaching little girls and little boys about what abuse actually is, instead of hiding behind these antiquated things of you need a 2-family household and you need this and you need that, without seeing that no, you need 2 people in a house that love themselves and love each other. Because without that, it's like whatever. But we hide behind these traditional images as if they promise some type of safety, tranquility, or love. We need to start teaching our children and start them young as to what abuse looks like, what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. And again, one of the biggest things, problem again, is like people believing that you have control over a woman's body or a woman's mind. Somebody said, I'm sorry to hear that, Stars. I've been through domestic violence. They attack slowly, they just don't strike. It's small things. They break you down. Kiki has a little bit of low self-esteem. She got to get better after the baby, but of course, she needs to build herself up. But again, I want to take the stigma off of this. There is nothing wrong with having low self-esteem and not loving yourself. Everyone, including myself, has had low self-esteem at one point. It's finding a way that you can, healthy ways to learn to love yourself, and instead of a society telling you that you need, and this is why I'm always, when men are like, oh, good women, go, shut that F up. Don't let anybody, because when you tell someone that if you don't do A, B, and C, you don't deserve love. Like what? Like, again, the issue isn't whether somebody has low self-esteem. The issue is teaching somebody what red flags look like, teaching young women and men, but it usually happens to women, that if somebody is sitting here kind of shame you for the way you dress, you need to get away from them. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether they are right or wrong. They are trying to control you. They are trying to control you. It is the control. Oh, what you mean? So it should be okay, but yes. Because I'd rather somebody walking around in a G-string in the middle of Walmart playing themselves than and because again, that is such an absurd example, right? But I would rather take the chance that there is 1 or even 100 women walking around Walmart with G-strings embarrassing themselves than take the chance that somebody is being mentally manipulated and controlled by a man, because the person walking around Walmart, when she's tired of it, she can just put clothes on. The person that is being manipulated by men and women, you are like making them fertile soil to be abused, right? Exactly. It doesn't happen overnight. Abuse is a mother, right? Like Sunshine said, it doesn't. Aquarius said, I can tell you, you must not know anyone that's been there or been there yourself. You'll obviously have no idea. Exactly, Aquarius. Patrice Project said, it saddens me for Kiki and Baby. I'm so glad she exposed them. She seems to be insecure, jealous. He seems to be insecure, jealous, freeloading, loser. Have a good weekend. You too, Patrice. Have a good, and thank you for being a member for 15 months. Have a good one, babes. Exactly. If you haven't been through DV, it's tricky and hard. And a lot of people do need to you have to listen And you have to learn. It's like in our society, we think that victims are these people that are like little abused bunnies. And if you give them love and say, you're great, champ, that they'll go through. It is very deep. It is very complicated. And you need to, again, it's education. It's education and taking away stigma. And I'm glad. It's probably so hard. She's probably so embarrassed and so whatever. But I'm so glad that Kiki found the courage, because at the end of the day, when you live in your truth, nobody can hurt you. You know, people, my friends and stuff laugh at me because it's impossible for me to feel shame. Let me shut up before Lord's like, is it? Right? But at the end of the day, I will live in my truth. I have been a dum-dum. I have made mistakes. I have been, I'm sure there are no less than 5 people that call 5 men that will call me a dumb bee that wasn't this or what. And okay. And I am who I am. At the end of the day, I will always be worthy and I will always be worth love. And just because you don't think I'm worth love, you are not my God. You are not my savior. You are not the person. You are not even the devil to judge me. Because even the devil has enough class that they can be like, nah, come on over here. You going to hell. Well, actually, does the devil have that? No. The devil will even be like, we pulling you over here. Right? So at the end of the day, the fact that we give men this pedestal that they can judge us like they are our fathers, our saviors, and our superiors. Not even my father can judge me. I love him. And he supports me in all of my foolery. If you guys get to my dad supports me in all of my glorious foolery. Even when I was young, he supported me in my foolery. I was giving them boys hell. Right? And my dad was giggling like, get one, Tisa. Right? I was giving them boys hell. They were probably like, what part of the game is this? But even my dad, I'm not like, I am a child of God. Like, honestly, and he forgives all. So I will talk to the Most Highest and see what he feels like. If it's wrong, please hit me with lightning. No? Okay. All jokes aside, right? We have the patriarchal society it's sick. It's whatever, because even when they say a woman's supposed to submit to a man, maybe, but they always forget the other half of that verse, and men shall submit to their women. Do you know what I'm saying? These abusers will find a million ways. You listen, they'll have a million ways. Somebody said, speaking from personal experience, if it's Akira, if mind control, abuser commit. Exactly. It is mind control, but everybody wants to, that's what my point. Everybody want pure blood. Everybody wants to shame the victim as if they somehow weak. They somehow this is somehow that. When the right person catches you on the right, let me tell you something. As much as I dog Khloe Kardashian, if I was to subject myself to Tristan, he would probably have me out there looking stupid too. It's only the fact that when you have that wall up of you shall not pass, it's very hard for those people. But once you get into that thing, it's like a con artist. Oh, I'd never be con. But if you listen to a con artist long enough, he's going to get you. The thing you do is separate yourself from a con artist. You listen to a liar long enough, they're going to lie to you. And you're going to believe one of their lies. The goal is to self-esteem, but also when your self-esteem is down and those demons can smell it and they come to prey on you, you have been educated enough, whether life educated you, whether there was somebody you trusted, or whether you actually did the research and read about the way that these monsters operate, because it is a very distinct way of mental abuse. But once you're educated and you learn to recognize those red flags, you push away. You don't care. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can be taken advantage of. And once that happens, it's very hard to break the cycle. But the cycle can be broken. But again, you get my point. So again, there's like the way people are like, I'm not a victim. When they're becoming a victim, like the shame people want to give. Why? Like, and again, I get why, obviously, right? Because people are mean. People are cruel. People will find ways to belittle you so that they can feel better. Well, I never. Okay, well, bitch, you're not me. Guess what? I did. So the people in my community that understand that, can y'all come and uplift me? Nobody in my community? All right, good point. Let me go and pray to the Most High. You know? So, like, at the end of the day, it's all about education. Somebody said, unless you're going through it, you'd never know. Somebody said, all I attract is abusive men. Most I need to figure that out. You know what the thing is with attracting abusive men? And again, please forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn. I don't know you. I don't know your situation. At the end of the day, I have found from my volunteer work that it's abuse, whether it is the kind that is just like whatever, or it's like the type where you pick people that cheat on you, lie to you, this and that. At the end of the day, as humans, it's in our evolution that we want the okay. So last thing I'll say, psychology has made leaps and bounds, and they now find that the quickest way, two ways to get over past abuse or self-esteem or whatever, is two things. One, you have to rewire your subconscious thinking. The story you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what you get, that will keep going on over and over and over. Because at the end of the day, the mind is a powerful thing. And if you think you are deserving of something either very good or truly believe that, like, it's like the way I believe that, like, I will get up tomorrow morning and I will take breaths, your body acts accordingly. Your mind will find ways to make the world you imagine. So if you believe that you are worthy or unworthy, you will be drawn to things that make that true. Because they've done psychological studies, the mind cannot tell the difference between real or imagination. Same way people get anxiety, panic. If you think something bad is going to happen, your mind, your body will believe that thought. And your mind will find ways that nobody's going to like me. Nobody's going to like me. Your mind will find ways to make that true. And your mind will block out everybody that when you came into the party was like, oh, hey. And they'll only focus on the people that were looking you up and down and being like, oh my God, I can't believe she wore that. I can't believe her hair. I can't believe. Your mind will find a way to make what's true. So that's why people say meditation is so powerful, because there's two things in meditation. One, it lets you quiet yourself so you can really reflect on what you believe subconsciously. But you can't dwell in that. Another part of meditation, hypnosis, whatever you believe in, right? I know some religious people don't like hypnosis, meditation, all this stuff, because you can self-hypnotize yourself. But meditation, it allows you to imagine an alternative reality where you are getting what you want. And that image that you make in your mind becomes so powerful that you start moving toward it. If you don't believe me, read the literature. This isn't some hoodoo voodoo. This is actual real. So why people like meditation. That's why it's such a powerful thing. But another thing is, your mind has a way of, when somebody hurts you, it is so painful. They've done research on this. Heartbreak can genuinely give you the same feeling as if you're being physically attacked. Heartbreak is a real thing. That's not your imagination. There is something about when you are hurt, I mean to your core, that it scars you so much. And every time you think about it, the same feelings come about. Your mind, the only way it knows to get around it is to replay that same scenario, but this time you win. Numerous psychological studies have shown that the easiest way to get over an abusive relationship is to and break that pattern is to be in a healthy relationship. It is a billion times more powerful than 10 years of psychotherapy, because you physically learn through human interaction. And when you learn, it rewrites that old coding, because now you have memories. I have memories of when somebody hugged me instead of hitting me. I have memories of when somebody sat down to me and talked to me like I was a human instead of calling me every ho, ho, ho and spitting on me. The issue is, and where we get jammed up and why you might be going through this, is when you are just running from the feeling and you don't want to ground yourself and let the feeling wash over you, because that's what you're doing. You're running from the feeling. You see someone that maybe reminds you of your mom, who was overcritical, or your dad that was distant, or your brother. I don't know. It's different for everybody, right? I'm just bringing up, but insert people that did not treat you from a young age and value you. You then meet someone that has all, they are the perfect storm. They have all the bad traits of the people and their demons that really scarred you. They can be, most of the time, they're amalgamation about everybody that hurt you, but they offer hope because there's something they do that makes you think that this time it'll be better. So let's just say you had issues with your mom, your dad, your best friend betrayed you, everyone. You meet someone and they have all the same traits, but they lead you to believe that if you do A, B, or C right, if you can just win their love and win their approval, then you can prove to yourself that I am worthy. I am someone. I am worthy of this. So you go down this path, but it's an oxymoron. It's a catch-22 because that, not oxymoron, but it's a catch-22 because at the end of the day, right? The fact that they think like this is pretty much guaranteed that they're going to treat you like that. But there's something, and I'm not going to get into like heartwiring, evolution, the psychology of it, and how this served us in the past as humans. And I'm talking about as evolution it served us. But at the end of the day, you are trying to rewrite history. So you can rewrite history by trying to get someone that has the same demons and trying to get them to respect you. And then you'll be like, see, I am worth. Or you can rewrite history by searching for someone that's going to treat you good from the bat. And through then you will learn you are lovable. The same way you teach a child how to write an A. Nobody knows cursive, but once you teach someone how to write the ABCs in cursive, it's a building thing. And before you know it, you're going to be writing like Shakespeare in cursive. But that takes a lot of time. So you have the three options. Option one, it ain't never going to work because they're just tricking you. They don't have the capability to treat you better because they don't think you're ish. Because just like those other demons, they're projecting onto you the way they feel. You can meet someone that will treat you so beautifully, and they will. Somebody can teach you how to love yourself. This is true, but that takes a lot of time, and your picker's not that good because you keep picking people that remind you of the demons. You just don't realize they're reminding you of your demons. They seem good in the beginning, but at the end, you realize you're picking the same person. So number one doesn't work. Number two, that it's not realistic because you could spend your whole life trying to find someone. The third option of the self-worth and meditation is the best bet because it allows you to be a vessel for the Most Highest. If you don't believe in that, if you feel like the Most Highest has forsaken you, it's fine. That is a very valid feeling. But it also allows you to find the truest version of yourself, the truest version that everybody that was a demon thought they could beat out of you. That version of yourself that loves yourself, that believes in yourself, that bets on yourself. And yeah, right now you don't even know if it exists because it has been beat up, it has been battered, but it allows you to go to who you are as your core, your soul. And everybody has it. And it takes a while to find it. I'm not going to say you meditate on Monday and by next Friday, you're like, woo! No, it takes time to work through and find that cage that you put yourself in, that your true self in, that self-respect and that self-love, because so many people told you, right? You locked it away because whatever. That's the best bet. I'm telling you, Cece, meditation. And if your mind can't be quiet, that's fine. I'm sure, I don't know if you live in a big city, but if you live in a big city, there are even plenty of places that they will have, like you can go and meditate for free. People will teach you meditation. Also, there's a really good book. There's lots of books. I think Cybernetics is a really, really good book. There's lots of books that teach you how to reprogram your own mind. And again, if you read one book, my dad always told me this. This is the last thing I'll say. If you read one book and it just can't hold your interest, even if somebody's saying this book will be everything, if you read one book and it can't hold your interest, that's because the message is trying to get you. You are not there yet. It's not feeding you. Go to the self-help section of the Barnes and Nobles or of your library every single day. Go, if you can't go every single day, go every third Monday, whenever you can. Grab a pile of books, sit down, open a page, start reading it. Flip to the middle of the book. If it doesn't speak to you, next. I'm telling you, there will be some message, because at the end of the day, the universe is trying. The universe wants you to win. The universe wants you to love yourself. The universe is trying to get the message. I'm telling you, you will pick up one book that will speak to you. Start going to groups of people that are abused. There will be someone, the universe wants you to win. There will be a vessel, whether it is a person giving you advice or whether it is a book that is going to change your MF in life. I swear to God. Or whatever you believe in, you just have to keep looking for the vessel. I like books because there's so many things, but again, it'll strike you. It'll strike your heart as truth and core and divine knowledge, because there are some eternal things. The universe wants life force. The universe wants it. So that would be my suggestion. I know it's not easy. I know it's like whatever. I know, hey, Nav, I know all these things, but somebody said, yes, Tisa, say it again. It is. You do not know what's going to start the healing. But we are all a leaf in the stream of creation. And baby, right now you don't realize it, but you're in the desert. Go to the stream. Go to the stream. That is knowledge, whether it's other people or books. Go to the stream and just put your finger in. And when it's your time, the universe will be like, we've been waiting for you. And it'll grab you and you will go into that stream. Again, I swear to you. I swear to you, this will change your life. Just go to that stream of creation and let it grab you and take you. But you got to put yourself next to the stream. Again, I would go and literally make a day of it. Next time they're not returning your text, next time they tell you they're not ish, next time, I hope it's not happening, but next time you look at your face and you're like, oh my God, not you, Cece. I'm just saying, next time somebody looks at their face and like, oh my God, I can't believe I let this happen again. Put some sunglasses on. Don't be ashamed. Go sit at the floor of Barnes & Noble on your library and grab every book you can and keep flipping through. And if you don't find anything that day, go back and keep going. Because I promise you, it might even be, and if you don't find anything that's self-help, go into the fiction. I don't know. Maybe you'll pick up Little House on the Prairie and be like, woo, this is the life I want. But I'm telling you, get yourself in that stream of creation and it'll take you away, Cece, I'm so sorry to say here with the epilepsy. I am, and that must be even more stressful. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going to be the breakthrough, but I know that the universe wants you to be happy. And when you get into that stream of creation, it'll take you away. But again, it's kind of like source always finds its energy. And the thing is, even though it might not seem it now, in 10 years, you're going to look back and be like, whoo, can't believe it. Energy always finds its source. That energy, that happiness, your divine, it is looking for you. So just make it easier. Maybe it can't get into your house. Be like, all right, let me go sit on my porch. Even if you can't bring yourself to go, you're on YouTube right now. Take your laptop or your phone if you don't want to go to Barnes & Nobles and start going to groups. Sit on your porch every morning. I don't know where it's going to find you, but I promise you, if you just go closer to the stream, it will grab you away. I don't know how to do it. And again, it's not going to be easy. And I don't know if it's going to be sudden, but I swear it will happen. I swear, right? Listen, hire a matchmaker if you can afford it. They can help you vet men. Maybe. I don't know. Those narcissists be hiding. Books help because it's your own. Thank you, Mimi. You hit it off. Books help because it's your own voice telling yourself those words. It really does help. It does. It does. It does. It does. Somebody said Kiki is going to come back from this so strong, so powerful. So what, John? And we're going to be right there to make sure it happens powerfully and gorgeous. She took the first major step. She put herself in the stream of creation. She let go of pride, ego. And it's sad that she has to, because your pride and your ego is what protects you in this world. I'm not saying you walk around being like a newborn baby, but she realized at the end of the day, for her situation, it got so bad. What's the first thing they tell people that have an addiction? You must surrender yourself for a higher purpose and have faith. Whether that's God, the universe, spiritual, I don't care. Whether that's even yourself. You could be like, I'm agnostic. The church of God isn't man. All right. Doesn't matter. As soon as you surrender yourself to a higher thing and know that it's going to be okay in the end, that's where the real change. So good for her for being so strong already. Somebody said, J. California Cooper is my best author. But like Nimi says, so true. Books help you because they are your own voice. Luna said, Cece, don't give up. I found strength in the stories of strong women in my family. They were abused but broke free. I broke the cycle. So my daughter found an amazing man. You can do it too. Prayer does help all. It does. It does. But even if prayer is not your thing, because there are some people, we're human, that have been so hurt and feel so forsaken that they either don't believe or they feel so forsaken that they're actually angry. It's okay. That's your journey. Put yourself in the stream of creation, because I guarantee you the universe wants you to win. Somebody said, I've been without a relationship. Ruby said, I've been without a relationship with a man 18 years now. Who needs a man who doesn't respect your feelings, belief? I sure don't. Love me more than that. Listen, at the end of the day, happiness looks different for everybody. And I'm thankful that you found your self-love and was like, yeah, no. I found a great man who treats me great. I'm blessed. Listen, it broke my, when I saw those pictures, I literally started, Kiki, started crying. And I started crying that those pictures even had to be out there for people to even believe. Listen, Teeny Weenie said, if you believe in God, turn to him. He's close to the brokenhearted and he knows all. Somebody said prayer helps. Who said that? Sunshine said prayer helps, but it starts with wanting change, identifying the problem, and fixing it. It's Kim Pai said that's great advice. Pure Blood said it's true with therapy versus in real healthy and productive relationships. And Ruby Red said low self-esteem in a woman would have her be with bad men. They get dangerous. They do, because again, the people that prey on low self-esteem are demons. They are demons. They are demons, you know? Anyway, you guys, listen, let me get out of here and get to the mess. I am going to post updates. I have tweets that he did from like months back that are very telling. I'll post that video today. I'll keep up on it. But you guys, one, love yourselves 100%. Know that you are worthy no matter what you wear, what you dress, how you act. Know that the stream of creation will take you, but also just know that like evil in this world, and I will use the term evil, it's not just the people that are putting them paws on you. It's the people that are helping them. To me, they're more dangerous. Love yourself. Know that you're more. Go to the self-help book, but just know that like divest yourself of anyone that tells you that you deserve to be less than. Divest yourself. You have to for your own survival. And there will be people that say they're your friend, say they're your family, say that they are fellow women, say that they are men that respect women, that at the end of the day, they have an agenda. And that agenda is to keep you down because they're so scared of what their lives look like that they need somebody else underneath their boot in order to feel any type of way. Just know, right? Divest yourself of anyone that ever tells you that you're not, I mean, unless you're being a deadbeat dad or you are the abuser or a deadbeat mom. Right. Let's put it. But when it comes to that, divest yourself of anyone that just tells you you're too much and only if then you deserve love. It's all cap. And unfortunately, the media and the Twitter, actually, if you want to stay off of Twitter, because they ain't and podcasts, because they ain't nothing but knuckleheads on there. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me join you. I'm going to put a bunch of videos today. Oh, yeah, hit that like button on the way out just so more people can see this. But yeah, hopefully we'll have some really, really great news. But if not, you know I'm going to be covering it. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Talk to y'all. Wait, really quick. Who said this? Cece. Yes, God is always on time. Crazy that not having family and friends to talk to you about this. And you just helped me. You're smart. Oh, thank you. Listen, Cece, we are going to have, and listen, Cece, direct message me on Instagram so we can like follow each other, you know. And Cece, you know, another thing, social media is powerful. Maybe you'll actually get help by starting a channel and talking about real issues with women that are exactly where you are. And again, I don't know where you are with your journey, but I do know that there is a hell of a community. I mean, I built a community just talk and mess with y'all. And sometimes we talk about legal, sometimes we talk about real stuff, but we have built a community. All of us, we've built a community and found each other. Cece, so if you're ever interested, I'd be happy to coach and mentor you to help you start your own channel, because even if you do it and there's only 10 people in that live, one, I think it will grow, but two, you never know, by being somebody else's light, you help other people and they help you too. So always consider using social media to try and help. And because I'm telling you, you'll be helping yourself 10 times more, you know? So yeah. Again, and Sunshine said you too, Cece. Cece, if you reach out to me, I'll like put your Instagram up, be like, everybody follow, and you know I'll help support your channel. And we can even have a roundtable. But I truly do believe that helping other people and you sharing your stories about what happened, how it happened, you don't know who you're going to save, but you also don't know who's going to jump into you. Again, the universe is looking for vessels. Open yourself up to the universe. You don't want to leave the house? Fine. Let's start your YouTube channel. Let's start a TikTok. Let's start a Snapchat. Again, we don't know where the universe is going to drag you and pull you to your purpose, but could not drag, but carry you to your purpose. But I'm here to help you any which way that I can. All right. All right, you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. And Cece, don't forget to DM me. I don't take people that don't follow me, but I'll look for you. I'll look for you. Make sure you DM me. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Bye.